Riven. She can dash 4 times, hop walls, has almost no cooldown and is more slippery than an oiled up wet fish. You could say she's perfectly designed. That's probably why she's my most played champion. Even when I kinda dropped her a while ago to learn Akali, I still go back sometimes and play her as my second pick. Now you may ask, why should I not pick her up then? Well, here are 5 reasons not to main Riven. A small disclaimer before I start off this video: everything in this video is based on my own experience and opinions. You might have a different view on some of the following points, so feel free to tell me in the comments below. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Number 1. In my last 5 reasons video, I said that Akali is hard to master. Well, now Riven takes that to a whole new level. If you really want to master Riven, you have to dedicate almost everything. It takes an insane amount of time to learn her basic stuff, and after you got the basic stuff down, the real struggle begins. The reason for that is that playing Riven feels like playing a fighting game similar to Street Fighters or Tekken, and everyone who tried out such game knows the struggle. So if you really want to master Riven, be ready to never play another champion. Number 2. Her abilities. Well, Riven's abilities work a bit different than your average champion. She has no mana, energy or something else. She is just fully dependent on her cooldowns. She has the option to delay her Q ability to make the cooldown shorter. She can cancel her abilities and her animations, and she can double cast some of her abilities. Also, her passive has to be used in an efficient way or she will have a lack of damage output. And that was just the beginning of what you can do with her. Riven is a champion that has a lot of layers that can be discarded while learning. For some that might be a reason to main her, and for others it might be a reason to never touch her again and just split push with Yorick. Number 3. Well, we can't talk about Riven if we don't mention her endless amount of combos, right? Riven has a huge arsenal of combos you could use depending on the situation. Obviously you're not gonna need all of them, but you could learn all of them, which I would not recommend. The main thing here is how well you can chain Riven's abilities to use them at the fullest potential. The main combos beginners usually learn are the fast combo and the E cancel combos like E into R, for example. A more intermediate combo could be something like E into double cast R and third Q. And if you want to try a harder combo, you could go with the Shy combo, but I think the Tiamat part is now changed with a Goldrinker. There are a lot of fancy Riven combos, but I would not recommend learning them because you will almost never use them in a real game. Just go with the basics and get comfortable with them so you can apply them in all your matchups. If you start off learning Riven, be ready to mess up a lot, and I mean a lot, when trying a specific combo. But if you hit that one combo you were trying for days, it will feel like nothing else in this world, is what a virgin would say. If you want me to make a video about Riven combos, just leave a like or write it in the comments below. Number 4. The average Riven success is spawned on the enemy laner. What do I mean with that? Your average Riven will lose the lane if her enemy has a solid pick. It doesn't even have to be a counter pick like Cannon, Poppy or Renekton. Champs that put up a good fight in the lane but are not really a counter pick like Urgot, Teemo or Aatrox will most likely win the lane. That is because Riven is an all-around champion. She can do everything well, but she's not really good at one thing. She has to win the lane or be really good mechanically. Let me give you an example. If you have a Mundo on your team, it doesn't really matter if he comes out of the lane 0-3, does it? Because he's gonna tank either way. Or a Cannon. If he loses the lane, I mean lose and not int, he still will CC your entire team with just R and W. So what I want to say is that Riven does not have that luxury that other top laners have, where she can chill and relax. You have to use Riven's aggressive playstyle to get going. Number 5. Micro and macro. Know your and your enemy's limits. As mentioned earlier, Riven is a very lane dependent champion. That is why you have to know the limits of Riven and the enemy laner. You can't just use all 3 of your Qs to reach your opponent, because you will have no damage left to beat your enemy once you are close enough to hit him, and you will have a hard time disengaging the fight without your Q. You really have to play around the cooldowns of your enemy and your own cooldowns. See what mistakes your opponent makes and punish them with a fast and small trade. A player with a good macro and micro management could decide how the game will go and use Riven's versatility to make his plans come true. Because Riven can engage the fight, peel, assassinate, chase or even split push. But not because she's an overpowered or brain dead champion, rather because she has the tools to make all that happen, but those tools have to be in the hands of the right player. Well, that's it. I know I probably did not mention everything, but feel free to add the points you think are important in the comments below. I hope I could show you what challenges you will face when maining Riven. Do not get discouraged though, because if you don't try, you will never know how good you could become. Maybe you are the next Riven prodigy that will destroy me in my next rank game. Hope you had fun watching the video, and if so, please consider subscribing or leaving a like, and see you next time. Ciao!